Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive? Today we're off to Switzerland to explore Zurich for the first time.
Oh, Zurich. It's a fantastic city.
Yeah, so we're going to build like a little mini itinerary.
Yeah.
Like if you only had 5 days in Zurich, what would you absolutely have to do?
Well, 5 days is a good amount of time to get a real taste of Zurich.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that makes Zurich so special for a first-timer is this blend of history and modernity that you get. You can wander through the charming cobblestone streets of the old town.
Right.
And then moments later find yourself in a super sleek modern art gallery.
Yeah.
Or even a trendy cafe serving up avocado toast and cold brew.
Well, and it's consistently ranked as one of the top cities in the world for quality of life.
Absolutely.
So you know you're going to a place where things are done well. So let's just start at the very beginning. How do you even get to Zurich?
Well, most likely you'll fly into Zurich Airport, which is conveniently located just a short train ride from the city center.
Okay.
And speaking of trains, Switzerland's railway system is a dream.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's incredibly efficient, it's scenic, and it makes it super easy to explore other parts of Switzerland.
Yeah, you could even take a day trip to the Alps.
Exactly.
Oh, we're definitely doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's break it down into our 5 days.
All right, sounds good.
So day 1, I'm thinking we hit the ground running and head straight to Zurich's Old Town, the Altstadt.
Yeah, the Altstadt is an absolute must-see. It's like a maze of cobblestone streets lined with these historic buildings, charming boutiques, little cafes.
You gotta get some chocolate while you're there, too. Right?
Oh, absolutely. Switzerland is famous for its chocolate.
Yes.
And the Old Town is like chocolate heaven.
Sprüngli. Have you ever been there?
Oh, Springly. Legendary.
Those little Luxembourgerly macarons.
Yes. I mean, it's not just the chocolate. It's those macarons that make it special.
Oh, they're so good.
They're a Zurich specialty.
Definitely worth trying.
Absolutely. And while you're in the Old Town, keep an eye out for St. Peter's Church. It has the largest clock face in all of Europe.
It's huge.
So you can't miss it.
That's a good landmark to kind of get your bearings if you're feeling a little lost.
Exactly.
All right, so we've wandered the Old Town. We've had some chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good way to end the day.
How about a relaxing boat cruise on Lake Zurich?
Ooh, okay.
Imagine this. You're gliding across the water, surrounded by these incredible views of the city skyline and then the Alps in the background.
Oh, yeah, I can picture it.
It's magical.
Yeah, that sounds like the perfect end to day 1.
All right.
All right, day 2, let's get our art and culture fix.
Perfect.
So where should we go?
Well, if you're into modern and contemporary art, the Kunsthaus Zurich is an absolute must-visit.
Oh, yeah, it's world-renowned.
They've got masterpieces by, Picasso, Monet, Warhol, you name it.
And a lot of Swiss artists, too, right?
Exactly. They have a fantastic collection of Swiss art as well.
Okay, so we can't forget about the Swiss artists.
Absolutely not.
Okay, now I'm going to recommend one of my favorite museums in Zurich, the Rietberg Museum.
Oh, the Rietberg?
Have you been there?
Yeah, it's great. It's got a really unique collection of non-European art and artifacts. So, you won't typically see these kinds of things in a European museum.
Right.
It's a really cool way to kind of broaden your perspective on art and culture. You'll see ancient sculptures from Asia to masks from Africa. It's really diverse.
Yeah.
It's a hidden gem.
It is a hidden gem. So we've got art lovers covered. What about the history buffs?
Well, if you want to delve into the history of Switzerland itself, the Swiss National Museum is the place to go.
Okay.
It takes you on a chronological journey through Swiss history and culture.
Oh, that's cool. I love museums that do that.
Yeah. And they have these life-size reconstructions of, historical rooms and buildings.
Oh, wow.
So you can really step back in time.
It was immersive.
It's very immersive. It gives you a real feel for what life was like in Switzerland. Yeah. Throughout the centuries.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
All right, so day 2's done. Okay, so 2 days down, lots of art, lots of history. I think it's time for a little retail therapy.
I agree. Day 3, let's hit the shops.
All right, so where should we go?
Well, you can't talk about shopping in Zurich without mentioning the Bahnhofstrasse.
Bahnhofstrasse.
Yes, it's Zurich's most famous shopping street. It's like a paradise for luxury shopping.
So we're talking high-end boutiques, designer labels, all that good stuff.
Exactly. You'll find all the big names here, like Prada, Gucci, Chanel, you name it. They've got it.
Oh, and those window displays.
Don't even get me started on the window displays. They're like works of art.
Yeah, even if you don't buy anything, it's just fun to walk down the street and window shop.
Oh, absolutely. It's an experience in itself.
Yeah, but Zurich isn't just about the luxury brands, right?
Of course not. If you're looking for something a bit more unique and off the beaten path, you should definitely check out the Niederdorf district.
Dieterdorf.
Yeah, it's in the Old Town, and it's got these like narrow little streets filled with independent boutiques, artisan shops, and tons of cool cafes.
Oh, I love that. So we can find some locally made crafts and goods there.
Exactly. It's the perfect place to find one-of-a-kind souvenirs and support local businesses.
All right, so we've done some serious shopping. I think it's time to refuel. What's on the menu for dinner?
Well, in Zurich, you have to try the Swiss classics.
Okay, let's hear it.
Fondue and raclette.
I'm in.
Oh, you can't go wrong with either of those.
What is it about fondue that makes it so special?
Well, it's more than just melted cheese. You know, it's a whole social dining experience. It's about gathering with friends or family around a pot of bubbling cheese and dipping bread, vegetables, even meat into it.
Yeah, it's very interactive.
Exactly. And raclette is another cheesy delight.
Okay, tell me about raclette.
So with raclette, you melt half a wheel of cheese and then scrape the gooey goodness onto potatoes, pickles, gherkins, onions, you name it.
Okay, that sounds amazing.
Mm.
But I know Zurich has more to offer than just cheese.
Oh, absolutely. The culinary scene in Zurich is incredibly diverse.
So if our listeners maybe not a cheese fanatic,
Right.
what else would you recommend?
Well, for something a bit more upscale, you could try Kronenhalle.
Kronenhalle.
Yeah, it's this legendary restaurant that's been around for ages. It's known for its elegant atmosphere and its incredible food.
What kind of food do they serve?
They serve classic Swiss dishes, but with a modern twist. It's like fine dining, but in a really cozy and inviting setting.
That sounds lovely.
And if you're looking for something a bit more casual and budget-friendly, you could check out Stern and Grill.
Okay, what's that?
It's a popular spot for grilled sausages, bratwurst, you know?
Ah, so like street food.
Exactly. They're super tasty and perfect for a quick lunch or a late-night snack.
That sounds good. Okay, so our taste buds are happy. Our wallets are probably a little lighter, but we've had a great day exploring Zurich's culinary scene.
Yeah.
What's on the agenda for day 4?
Day 4, it's time to escape the city.
Ooh, where are we going?
We're heading to the Swiss Alps.
The Alps.
Yes.
Oh, I've been waiting for this.
You're going to love it.
Okay, so we've talked about Switzerland's amazing train system.
Mm-hmm.
How do we get to the Alps from Zurich?
It's super easy. You can hop on a train in Zurich and be in the heart of the Alps in just over an hour.
Really? That's so convenient.
It is. That's one of the things that makes Switzerland so great. You can get from the city to the mountains in no time.
So let's talk destinations. Where should we go in the Alps?
Well, one of the most popular destinations is Mount Titlis.
Mount Titlis.
Yes. Have you heard of it?
I have. I've seen pictures. It looks incredible.
Oh, it's stunning. It's home to the world's first revolving cable car.
A revolving cable car.
Yeah. So as you're going up the mountain, the cable car slowly rotates, giving you 360-degree views of the Alps.
Okay, that sounds amazing.
And once you reach the top, there's all sorts of activities you can do, like snow tubing, glacier walks, and even visiting an ice palace.
Oh my gosh, I'm sold.
Yeah.
What about something a little less intense?
Well, if you prefer something a bit more relaxed, you could visit Mount Rigi.
Mount Rigi.
Yes. It's known as the Queen of the Mountains.
The Queen of the Mountains. I like
Yeah,
that.
it offers incredible views of the Swiss Alps and the surrounding lakes. It's a bit less crowded than Titlis, and there are lots of hiking trails and scenic viewpoints to enjoy.
Oh, that sounds perfect. So whether you're an adventure seeker or you just want to soak up the scenery, the Alps have something for everyone.
Exactly. And the best part is you can easily do it all in a day trip from Zurich.
All right, day 4 is in the books. Time to head back to the city and get ready for our final day in Zurich. What should we do to round out this amazing trip?
Well, after 4 days of exploring and indulging, I think day 5 should be a bit more low-key.
I like that. Keep it relaxed.
Exactly. How about we start the day with a visit to one of Zurich's beautiful parks?
Oh, yes. Zurich is known for its parks.
Absolutely. There are so many to choose from, but one of my favorites is the Reeder Park.
Reeder Park, what's special about it?
It's a huge park with stunning views of the lake and the Alps. It's the perfect place to go for a stroll, have a picnic, or just relax and soak up the sunshine.
Yeah, that sounds lovely.
Yeah.
What about the Botanical Garden? Have you ever been there?
Of course. It's a must-see for any plant lover. They have an incredible collection of plants from all over the world.
Okay, I'm adding that to the list. So we've got our dose of nature, now what?
Well, since it's our last day in Zurich, we have to have one final Swiss meal.
Of course. Where should we go?
I recommend some Guten Glück.
Some Grindelwald, okay.
It's a cozy little restaurant in the old town that serves up delicious, traditional Swiss dishes.
Perfect. And what about dessert? We can't forget dessert.
You absolutely cannot leave Zurich without trying vermicellis.
Vermicellis.
Yeah, it's a chestnut puree cake. It's a local specialty, and it is divine.
Okay, you've convinced me. We're getting vermicellis.
You won't regret it.
All right, so Park's food. What else can we squeeze into our last day?
How about a visit to the Cabaret Voltaire?
Cabaret Voltaire, what's that?
It's the birthplace of the Dada art movement.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a really cool and quirky place. It's a reminder that Zurich has this artistic and rebellious side.
I love that. It's always fun to uncover those unexpected layers of a city.
Exactly. You never know what you'll find in Zurich.
So we've covered a lot of ground in these 5 days.
Mm.
We've seen the highlights, we've tasted the flavors, we've even ventured into the Alps. I think our listeners well prepared for their first trip to Zurich.
I hope so.
Oh.
We've given them a good starting point. But as always, the best way to experience a city is to explore it on your own terms.
Absolutely.
Grr.
Our itinerary is just a suggestion.
Yeah, the real magic happens when you get out there and discover your own hidden gems.
That's what travel is all about.
Yeah.
And, even with those suggestions, we've only scratched the surface of what Zurich has to offer.
Exactly. Zurich is a city that you could visit 10 times and still find new things to see and do.
Yeah.
Every neighborhood has its own personality. You could spend a whole afternoon just wandering around and soaking up the atmosphere.
Well, and, I think we've also highlighted how Zurich really prioritizes quality of life for its residents.
Absolutely.
And then as a visitor, you really feel that. Like everything is just so clean and efficient and well run.
Yeah, from the public transportation to the parks and green spaces to the general sense of safety and order. It's just a really enjoyable city to be in.
Yeah.
You can relax and just savor the experience without any stress.
Okay, so before we wrap up, I have to ask this.
Yeah.
What is it about Zurich that makes people want to come back? Like, what's the magic of this city?
That's a good question. It's hard to define, but there's a certain energy in Zurich. It's a city that's both vibrant and tranquil.
I see what you mean.
You can be walking down a bustling street one minute and then stumble upon a quiet little courtyard the next. It's a city of contrasts and surprises.
I like that. A city of contrasts and surprises.
Yeah.
I think that sums it up perfectly.
Well, I think we've done it. I think our listeners are ready to book their flights to Zurich.
I hope so.
Any final words of advice for our first-time Zurich travelers?
Let's see. Pack comfortable shoes.
Yes.
You're going to be doing a lot of walking.
Mm-hmm.
Be open to trying new things, whether it's the food, the art, or the experiences. And most importantly, don't overplan your trip.
Leave some room for spontaneity.
That's such good advice. Some of the best travel memories come from those unplanned moments.
Absolutely.
Well, it has been an absolute pleasure exploring Zurich with you today.
Likewise.
And to our listeners, we hope you have the most amazing time on your first trip to Zurich. Until next time, happy travels.
Tschüss!
Bye.